So here's what we're looking at. The Simrad HALO24 is a 4-kilowatt, 24-inch dome radar with what Simrad is calling high-definition digital processing. That's not just a marketing badge. HD digital radar means cleaner target separation, less clutter on the display, and better performance at close range where older pulse radars used to go nearly blind. The 24-inch dome form factor is the sweet spot for recreational boaters. It's big enough to give you meaningful range and resolution, but it still fits on a hardtop, a radar arch, or a mast without requiring serious structural reinforcement. At 4 kilowatts of transmit power, you're getting solid range performance. We're talking target detection out to distances that matter in real-world offshore and coastal conditions. And because it's a dome versus an open array, wind resistance is lower, which means less stress on your mount and more stability at speed. If you're comparing this to older analog dome units you may have run in the past, the difference in target clarity on a modern HD digital unit is genuinely striking. Here's the honest context. Dome radar in this size class is a competitive space. You've got Garmin, Raymarine, and Furuno all playing in this arena. What Simrad brings to the table is tight integration with their NSX, and Go display ecosystem. If you're already running a Simrad chart plotter, pairing the HALO24 is essentially plug and play over Ethernet. No third-party interface boxes, no headaches. The HD digital processing matters more than spec sheets suggest. It affects how the radar handles rain clutter and sea clutter in real conditions. When you're running in fog at 5 in the morning trying to sort out a crab pot buoy from a mooring ball from a lobster boat sitting with no AIS, target definition is everything. Simrad has also been pushing their MARPA, that's Mini Automatic Radar Plotting Aid, functionality harder in recent generations. That gives you tracked targets with vectors showing where they're headed and how fast. For single-handed boaters, that's not a luxury. That's situational awareness you cannot get from a chart plotter alone. I want to spend a minute on who actually needs this because the BoatTest.com write-up frames it exactly right. Their primary recommendation is for anyone operating at night or in reduced visibility. Fog, rain, haze. That's where radar goes from nice to have to why don't I have this? But the second use case they call out is one people don't talk about enough. Boating in unfamiliar areas during the day. Think about that. You're running a new stretch of coastline you've never seen before. The chart plotter shows you the chart, but radar shows you what's actually there right now. That sandbar that shifted, the crab pot field that isn't on any chart, the skiff sitting anchored in a cove with no running lights. Radar confirms reality. Chart plotters show you history. I've been saying this for years and it doesn't get less true. The combination of radar overlay on a chart plotter display is genuinely one of the most powerful safety tools available to recreational boaters, and a 4-kilowatt 24-inch dome is the entry point where it starts to be legitimately useful. If you're running an older Simrad BR24 or a first-generation HALO24 and it's working fine, the honest answer is you probably don't need to rush. Radar hardware doesn't age the way fish finder software does. If your dome is healthy and your display is happy with it, hold your position. Where this gets interesting is if your existing dome is showing its age and degraded magnetron performance, intermittent connections, or you're upgrading your chart plotter to a newer Simrad display anyway. In that case, matching a new HALO24 to a current-gen NSS EVO 3S or an NSX makes real sense from an integration standpoint. If you have never owned radar, and I'd estimate a significant percentage of you watching this fall in that category, this is a serious consideration. A 4-kilowatt 24-inch dome is not a toy. It's real situational awareness. And if you're on a tight budget, watch the street price on previous generation domes as this new unit hits shelves. Outgoing stock tends to drop, and older Halo hardware is still very capable. On pricing, the source material I'm working from doesn't have a confirmed street price locked in, so I'm not going to throw a number at you that I can't stand behind. Check current pricing at your Simrad dealer or online retailers, Marine Electronics, West Marine, Defender. Simrad dome radar in this class has historically sat in the range where it's a real investment but not an unreachable one, and you should factor in installation costs if you're not doing it yourself, mounting hardware, cable runs, and display integration work. I'll have current pricing linked in the description as soon as it's confirmed.